vocab.
Tazaryach, where's your verse that says Joseph knew Mary?
Matthew 1:25.
Can you read that?
Yes, I can. Matthew 1:25, and knew her not till she brought forth her firstborn son and called his name Jesus or Yahushua.
Okay. Where does that say Matthew? Where does Matthew say that Joseph knew Mary?
Matthew 1:25.
Could you read that again? A little louder?
And knew her not till she had brought forth her firstborn son and called his name Jesus.
So I asked you to show me a place that says Joseph knew Mary, and you took me to a place that said he knew her not.
So now I'll explain.
Thank you.
Thank you. The knew her.
No, I didn't. I'm not asking a question there. I'm moving off from there.
Oh, okay.
So what evidence do you have that Joseph knew Mary prior to the birth of Jesus then?
There is no verse that says that Joseph knew Mary prior to the birth of Jesus, because the first time they had intercourse, Jesus was born. Hence Matthews 1:25, which is the conclusion of the matter, and knew her not till she had brought forth her firstborn son. Matthew, I'm not finished. Matthews 1:18. Now the birth of Jesus Christ was on his wives, when as his mother Mary was espoused to Joseph before they came together, she was found with child of the Holy Spirit. The before they came together is not talking about sex, it's talking about the ceremony of marriage. Simple.
What's your evidence for that?
I just read it.
All right. So if that's the case, in Luke 2:7, it says she gave birth to her firstborn son and wrapped him in a swaddling cloth and laid him in a manger because there was no room for them in the inn. Why does Luke say her firstborn son and not their firstborn son in the context where he says them in regards to not being any room for them in the inn? Why does he say that? Tan huan atus tan prototakan. Her.
What? I don't know what that is you just said, but it can say her firstborn, his firstborn. It can say whatever it wants. It still takes two people to bring forth a child. If you want a grammar class, we can have a grammar class. But saying she brought her firstborn son because it is her son. Just like John 1:45 says the son of Joseph, it doesn't make mention of Mary, but is that not Mary's son? That don't make no sense. That's a retarded question.
I like it. Let's do a grammar class then. In Romans 1:3, Paul uses a verb that means to become rather than be born. Genome instead of genao. In Galatians 4:4, Paul uses the same verb, this time inflected as genomenon, which means coming from a woman. Yet he describes Ishmael in the same passage, Galatians 4, as gagenatha, which is from genao, which is the regular way to describe being born. And in Philippians 2:7, he uses that same verb, genomenai, instead of genao, because that tends to associate the husband. Why?
Can you pause his time? I don't know what's going on. I don't know what word you're talking about. You know how many words is in Romans 1 and 3? I don't know what you didn't say in Romans 1 and 3. I don't know what word you're talking about.
The word that's translated sometimes is descended.
Can you tell me what word in Romans 1 and 3 you're talking about?
Yeah, it's translated as seed or descended.
So you talk about the word seed.
But I'm talking about that's my point though. Do you?
No, I just want to make. I want
to look in the Blue Letter Bible to show you what word it is.
Listen,
what it says is genomene. Huh?
The only reason I'm asking is so that when you go to these different verses, I can look for the same word. That's all I'm asking. You just didn't say what word. So you talk about the word seed.